All right, we are diving straight in today, folks, and I want to share with you my absolute favorite little secret that won't be so secret after this video for gardening in the fall time when it's all rainy and dreary outside there. And now if you're like me, you've got a limited number of square feet in your garden. Precious real estate that we're going to be giving to our plant babies. And so to make the absolute most of that precious real estate, what I had done in the past was that I would make a little bit of a garden plan kind of in January. I'd write out the vegetables that I want to be growing, and then I would start all those seeds, and I'd start the right amount so I'm absolutely maximizing each of those square feet, and then I would be transplanting them into the beds and then caring for them for 2, 3, 4 months until they're finally ready to be harvested, only to potentially realize at that point in time, after 7, 8 months of work, that maybe there's some vegetables in there that I don't like quite as much. And so this secret approach that I have is going to save you all of those months of work, because what you are going to do is you're going to start with the dream harvest. And you might be wondering, how on earth do I start with the dream harvest in the middle of winter? Well, it's actually quite simple. You just go like this, and voila. I have a beautiful harvest now of all the vegetables that I'm most kind of intrigued and fascinated to be growing this coming season. So I've got a turnip, which I'm really interested in, green beans, a couple of onions, a whole bunch of spinach, and habanero peppers. So you might be wondering, well, how did you just go ahead and get a harvest all at once there? Well, it's pretty straightforward. What I did was I popped on my jacket, hopped in my car, walked through a bunch of puddles in all of the rain that's coming down right now, went to the grocery store and grabbed habanero peppers, some spinach, a turnip, a couple of onions, some green beans, then walked back through those puddles of rain into my house, and I started cooking up different dishes with these vegetables that I thought I might enjoy.
So with the habaneros, I turned those into a hot sauce. And with the turnip, I pickled it with some sliced beets from Middle Eastern food. I also pickled the green beans, but with some spicy peppers. And lastly, I put together a vinaigrette for the spinach and added in a whole bunch of other little goodies.
And here we have it. So all the vegetables that I'm interested in growing next year, I've got in front of me prepared and ready to enjoy. So while it's been raining and pouring outside and freezing cold, I've been able to hang out, spend some time in the kitchen and get all these dishes prepared. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing a different shirt. It is 2 days later, and that's because I wanted the green beans and for the turnips to spend a little bit of time in that pickling brine so I can get a real kind of good flavor profile on them today. So in a second here, what I'm going to do is knight certain ones of these vegetables ready and approved to be grown in the garden next season with the mighty Hori Hori here. But if you've gotten any value, any entertainment from this video, then go ahead and leave us a like, a comment down below. That really helps us get in front of new gardeners. And for those of you that I have not met before, my name is Jordan. I'm the founder here at Mind and Soil, where we're looking to introduce 1 million individuals to gardening's mental health benefits. So if one of the reasons why you're looking to get in the garden is because of how peaceful, how calming, how restorative it can be, then go ahead and subscribe, come grow with us. We release new videos every week to help you get your hands dirty. All right, so let's start diving in here. I am going to get started with the green beans, I think here. They're closest to me. Let's give it a try. Juicy, oh my. Yep, that is really nice. I put a couple of peppers in there as well. I also just spat on myself so I can get a little bit of heat in those. And those are definitely a little bit of pepper there. And those are really, really nice, really crunchy, full of flavor, and that little bit of heat. So with the Hori Hori, you have a spot in the garden next year. That's valuable real estate. I don't give it away easily. All right, next up, I'm going to go with the hot sauce. We'll keep the hot things going. Now, I realized right before this that I didn't have like anything to put the hot sauce on. So I've gone with just a little bit of the apple, which we have in the spinach salad there. And I really enjoy kind of spicy food and hotter things. So I'll put a decent amount on this apple here. Not bad. I think it's a little bit strange with the apple. That probably isn't the best pairing for it. So I'm just gonna try a little bit of the hot sauce actually. Yeah, it's nice. I think it could use a little bit of work though. But again, I love spicy food so much. I have a couple of habaneros from this past season, so I think I'm gonna even give them a little bit more real estate. And so, hot sauce, habaneros, you got room in the garden next season. All right, that's first two down. Let's go over to the spinach here now. Give this a whirl. Okay, that's really good. That's, yeah, probably tastier than I anticipated. However, the tasty part is probably everything besides the spinach. Like I love the candied walnuts, the apple, the vinaigrette in there, and the feta cheese. And so for myself, I'm kind of thinking like, I'm enjoying everything except, or not except for, but the spinach is just a leaf that's in there to get all these other goodies in there. And I know that to get that much spinach is going to take a number of plants, which is going to take up a bunch of space. And spinach, it also has a really short growing cycle, a small window. So it feels like a lot of work to me to just be getting a little bit of spinach before then having to give that space up and pull the spinach out. So tastes really good, but I don't think that I'm going to be putting any spinach into my garden next season. Just, it's too much work for the yield that you get from spinach, at least for myself. All right, the spice is still coming through there. Let's move on to the last one, the pickled turnips here. And I'm loving the color on them here. I think they're really, really beautiful. All right, let's give it a try. Also really good. And it's cool having it just on its own because I usually have it in some form of a wrap, but it's really nice just to taste the flavor on it. I think that it could use a little bit of a change on the pickling brine that I'd be going with, but I'm really interested in this. Also, I really want to nail down growing rooted vegetables. That's something that's like high on my list for next year. So turnips, you're gonna be in there, ba-boom, ba-boom, right beside the beets and the carrots. And so for the turnip and the hot sauce, I really like where we're at, but I also think that there's some room for improvement on the recipes here. And this is part of the fun about this little kind of secret gardening tip here, is that I still have all fall, all winter, and into the spring where it's not as inviting to be outside as it is to be spending time in the kitchen and playing around, trying out new recipes. So I'm sure that by the time that these are ready in my garden, I'm gonna have that recipe completely nailed down as well. So I hope you've gotten some value, some entertainment, some laughs out of this along the way. Give it a try, go get those hands dirty, and I'll catch you on the next one.